Good afternoon. It's 5:15 and the 12th of May, 2015. This is the Streets and Sidewalks Committee. I am the chairman, Bobby Phillips. To my left is Councilman Brock Heath, and to my right is Councilwoman Lynn Sneed. And we're here to discuss a reauthorization to award the Streetscape Phase 3B project, which apparently is, the bids have come in higher than expected. Mr. Titterington, you're going to lead this off.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We are asking for an increase in the authorization. Council authorized $575,000 not to exceed prior to bidding. We did receive bids, and they came in at $609,000, in a range from $609,000 to nearly $721,000. The city engineer is here to answer any technical questions. You do have a copy of a memo from her that gives you a breakdown of the funding components that make up the $575,000 as well as the $650,000. I will note that the ODOT grant was capped at $300,000 or 43% of the project. That's why in the original estimate you see $270,000, which is 43% of the $575,000. The assessments number went from $40,000 to $63,500, but that is not an increase over the authorization that you gave us on the assessments. Okay, that was the original $40,000 that we put in the budget. So there is no change to the assessment amount to the property owners downtown. So that does not change that at all. From going to the $609,000 plus contingencies, we are able to maximize the ODOT grant, so we will get some more funding from ODOT up to the $300,000. The other increase, substantial increase, is to the utilities. Specifically the stormwater fund. Those costs came in higher. We feel we've got the amount in the 2015 stormwater fund. At the end of the year, if there needs to be a reappropriation, we'll make that adjustment. We are requesting that change to not to exceed $650,000 because we are in a tight time frame, and the project is ready to go and ODOT is involved. We are requesting that you consider this as emergency legislation.
Okay. Just want to reiterate that there is no additional cost coming to any of the business folks downtown. That's
correct.
That their projected fees are going to be on target. And the hatches, do we know what those additional of those costs came in at? The three hatches?
Yes, they were bid two different ways, one to fill them in and one to replace them. I don't know if Jill has those numbers. Those are two alternate numbers. Those are both built into the $650,000 amount. So automatically we know that that number will be reduced when all is said and done. We have to go back to the property owners with that information and let them choose which option they want to pursue. It did come under the $6,000 allocation that was determined in the notice to proceed, or I can't remember what the exact language was, but the sidewalk assessment legislation.
Okay, got it. The stormwater work, was that there was no additional work that was put into there or into this project. It's just an overage of cost to do the actual work. Came in higher than expected.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay. I don't think I have any other questions.
Just a general question. Do we normally do that assessment equalization board before the bids go out? Okay, so we could have this situation no matter what. All right.
Yes, we could. Once the the resolution of necessity is passed, that caps it regardless of what the bid comes in at, with the timing of the project that worked out that way.
And Mr. Chair, just had a quick question. The ODOT grant, that's 40, looks like 47%. You mentioned 40-something percent.
It
That's-
might be 47. Was it
47,
47, 53?
Max of
I had a 3
47%
in
up to
there, yeah.
300.
47, you're
Okay.
right.
And they just go off of whatever the final bid is that we select, then they go off of that.
That's what they will,
It's
that's
not
what
the
they will
estimates.
reimburse us, yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. That's all I have, Chair.
Mrs. Rhodes, anything that was unexpected that came into the bid that you saw that maybe we need to know about?
No, not really. Due to the timing of the project being bid, and it's in the memo that I had written, but due to the timing of the project, we did get higher bids than anticipated if we would have bid this a couple months ago. But that being said, in the last month, we put a lot of things out to bid, so, we didn't get crazy high bids on sidewalk. It was just, as an overall, there's a lot of electric signals, things like that. So we did have a couple contractors say that due to the timing of the bid, it did increase the cost a little bit, but it's the nature of the beast.
Okay, got it. Any other council persons have any questions?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir, Mr. Clark.
I just want to make sure we have enough money in our account. We don't have to go to the taxpayers for this.
That's correct.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Tremblay, Mr. Kinzel. Mr. Schweizer?
Yeah, just one question. This is the sidewalk project out by the Redmonds in that area. How much additional are those properties going to be assessed because of the increase?
None. Their assessment is capped. When we passed the resolution of necessity, that was the maximum that we could assess them. So that's not, we're not changing that at all.
Okay. And if you had covered this earlier, I apologize.
We have.
Okay, then I'll go sit down.
Apology accepted. Anybody else in the audience have any questions? Okay. What is your thoughts
Move forward
with the emergency? Okay. Then it's the consensus of the committee that we'll proceed as requested here with emergency legislation.
Okay, very good.
Any other items to come before the Streets and Sidewalks Committee?
No, sir.
All right, then we will be adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.